Welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I'm so happy that you're listening today. My goal is to bring something new, something promising. I plan to bring conversation, resources, and wisdom around the things that are holding us back from going for our best. We'll talk about everyday life and careers. I'll bring us dialogue designed to dig deep and identify our passions. We'll talk about the limits that you need to let go of and the promise that you need to grab a hold of. I'll interview women who bring valuable insight to the table. We'll have opportunities for Q&A, and we'll talk resources to help along the way. There are levels to this, and we'll hit them all, starting at the ground floor. We all have dreams, and now is our time to level up.
Ground floor.
Today, we're listening to Monique S. Pearson, who is a U.S. Army veteran, best-selling author, international speaker, and visionary founder of Soaring Without Limits Enterprises. With over 2 decades of experience navigating male-dominated spaces, she has become a trusted guide for women looking to break barriers, overcome self-doubt, and transform their lives. Dedicated to empowering women and building platforms for resilience and leadership, Monique creates transformative experiences that inspire purpose, confidence, and community. Monique's work is a testament to her belief that every woman has the power to rewrite her story and soar beyond limits. I'm Dr. Alethia Tucker, and this is Journey Shares. Now let's share the journey. So as you know, we are doing a segment on Journey Shares, and that is the reason why I asked you to be a part of this. Well, actually, you said that this would definitely be something that you're interested in, and I know that what you have to share is something that people need to hear as far as healing and just living with things they have to deal with every day. What is it that you hope that the woman who is dealing with body challenges, health challenges, what is it you hope that they get today?
Well, I hope that they get today that is a moment. That is not necessarily your whole life story. And that is not your identity. You have this diagnosis, but it does not have it. And I want to be the living testimony that life still goes on, dreams are still fulfilled, and God's purpose will still walk forth if you are able to capture that. That you can still have all that you desire, all that you dream. It may be done differently, but it can still be achieved. That's what I would love for her to walk away with.
Awesome. Let's go up and talk about more.
Main level.
All right, Monique, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited that we're going to record this segment.
I am super excited. Thank you for having me, Dr. Alethia. It's my pleasure to be here and share with the audience today.
Absolutely. You know, when I put out the announcement saying that we were going to do Journey Shares, and anyone who was interested, to let me know, you were one of the first ones actually to send your name and said, I would love to share my journey. And I'm so glad that you did, because I know that what you're going to share today is it's going to help some people.
Yeah, that's exactly why I signed up, because I believe a lot of our testimonies are other people's breakthroughs. And if I can be able to help one individual, then I'm so thrilled to be able to do that.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So listen, let me jump right in. I've read a lot about you, what you have been doing, and I know you've got some great things coming up soon, and we're going to talk about that too. I know that you have served as both military officer and corporate leader in really some male-dominated spaces. Let's just be real about it. Mm-hmm. How did those experiences kind of shape the woman that you are today and influence the work that you now do through your company, Soaring Without Limits Enterprises?
Well, that definitely takes me back. I joined the military straight out of high school at 18 years old. So my formative years growing into adulthood was in that environment in the military. I served for 8.5 years. So your formative years, my late teens through my 20s, was in that environment. And my background is ammunition, missiles, and weapons.
Wow.
So as I said, there were only men, and oftentimes not just being the only woman, but the only woman of color.
Yeah.
So being in such isolated environments like that, not having that sense of community, not feeling as if I can walk in my femininity, that was very formative on my early years and transpired older. And once I left that environment. So what that has transpired with far as for me with Soaring Without Limits is that I can understand those women who may feel isolated, who may feel disconnected because of that initial background. So I can connect with them, and then also letting them know by walking through that regardless of what situation you may come from, where you started does not have to be where you end. And that you are the determining factor to where you would like to see your life going. And I can use my life experiences in order to help them walk through that.
I love that. I love that. You know, I have my military background consists of the fact that I was an Air Force brat. My dad was in the military, you know, oh my goodness, 30 some odd years. So I kind of feel like I was in the military too. But the one thing that I do know about those who are in the military is that you get this resilience about you. And I think that has definitely spread to how you handle life, how you handle your difficulties, and you know, the things that are so important based on what I've been reading, you know, in your bio, what I've been reading about as far as some of the things that you're getting ready to do. You know, many women know that they want more, but they get stuck. What are some practical first steps as a woman that you can recommend that a woman takes when she knows she's being called to kind of do something bigger, to kind of, you know, step outside of what she's used to, outside of what's comfortable.
Right.
So she's afraid. What are some steps that you recommend that she can take to move?
What I have seen is what is stopping those women from moving is that they feel they have to have everything figured out, every step along the journey. They have to have the 5-year plan. And so they're stuck in fear by paralysis because they feel it has to be perfect before you can move.
Yes.
And one way you break fear is by moving. The longer you stay stuck and continue to let those thoughts, those what ifs, race through your head, the longer you are from achieving and reaching the woman who you're called to serve.
Yes.
So what I would say is to take the first step. You don't have to have everything figured out. A lot of times, God will meet you where you are along that journey. He'll align you with the people who you need to help you to get there, but you have to be brave enough to take the first step. So that is what I would share with her. Name one small step that you can take today that is going to get you to the other side beyond your fear. And once you see you tackling that one milestone, you'll be able to be encouraged like, hey, I did this. I can continue to move forward.
Yes.
So you don't have to take the whole staircase, just one step at a time. So take a leap of faith. Those of us who are believers, I'm never only going to speak to God as far as putting that out there and speaking that where you would like to see yourself and what you would like to see, speak life into existence, and then follow it up by taking that first step.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and what you just said, you know, speak the thing that you want to occur in your life. Really speaking that out like that, your words give life.
I truly
you know, and so if you speak something negative, well, guess what? That's what you're going to deal with. But if you speak life into that thing, and something else that I love that you say, you know, I coach, and I always tell women that, just like the saying says, you can't eat an elephant in one bite. Take that step.
Right.
Just take the first thing. Make it simple. Make it something that you're going to do just for the day, just that one little thing. Maybe you're going to decide, I'm finally going to make a move.
Right.
That might be your step.
Yeah.
And then the next day you actually make that move. But it's so important for you to understand that you have got to just make it up in your mind that you don't have to do it all at one time.
Yeah.
Really just focus in on getting that one move in there. I love that. Something else, and this is, definitely something that has shaped your whole trajectory on life, how it is that you do things. And that is what you deal with on a daily basis, So for women who are dealing with autoimmune challenges or other difficult diagnoses, how can they keep from allowing their diagnosis to kind of define their identity or limit what it is that they can do or who they feel that they are and believe what is possible for their future? So tell us a little, first of all, about what it is that you deal with on a regular basis, and then get into how you recommend they can go forward.
Gladly, though. This one I can definitely speak through because I'm walking through this every day. So in April 8th of 2024, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So being one who does not have any family, any friends, anyone that I knew of that had an autoimmune disorder, this was just I was just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how, why? There was just so many questions because I had no background, no familiarity. I knew nothing about it. So I was the person who had to educate myself at how this is now going to shape how life looks for me while walking it out. And I'm not going to downplay it because those of us who have those or any other diagnosis, it is scary. That fear is there. And of course, for a little while, however long it takes, you definitely have to process those changes because now life is going to look a little bit differently from what it once was. I found support, one with therapy that helped me to be able to process those feelings that I was experiencing, the fear that I held, and basically looking at it as and being able to get to the other side, which you were speaking to, is that I have this diagnosis, but it does not have me. I had to see this the same way, as you said, as far as the military background, being in war-torn environments, being in threatening situations where you're seeing people may not make it home. That this was a new war of sorts and that I was not going to let it defeat me, that I had a decision to make, whether I'm going to be stuck here in woe is me, or I'm going to build the support system that I need to be able to be successful in this journey, which it is now is with this autoimmune disorder. So one, I would say to those women, you can make the decision that life still goes on for me. I have a diagnosis. It does not define my life. I will also say community, to be with other women or men who may have that like-minded mentality, because if you have those who are looking at it as where I'm limited, I can't do this now, I can't, that is what you're going to have. That is where you're going to stay, versus those as I may have this, but what is possible for me? Where can I move forward? What do I need to put into place to be able to achieve what I want to achieve? What support systems, what technology, what medical aid? Far as taking the time to be able to see how you can make it happen versus where you are limited. And again, coming back to speaking life. I will always say that far as you have to speak life over yourself, you have to invest in you first. No one can be a bigger cheerleader for you than what you can be for yourself. It all starts at home. It starts with you, that self-talk, what you're pouring into yourself, and then relying on your faith to make up the gap. So those will be the words of encouragement that I would share with those individuals.
And that's strong. That's a great word to share with them. And what you deal with on a daily basis is something that I'm familiar with, not because I've dealt with it, but because someone who's very near and dear to me also dealt with the diagnosis. I know that you've probably heard the story of my cousin, who I have an award, a community award actually, that I give out in recognizing her life. She passed away as a result of COVID a few years back now. However, one of her underlying diseases was MS. So in addition to, she was a kidney transplant patient, and she also had MS, and it was actually the medication that she was on for her kidneys that really lowered her resistance to the point where even having had COVID, taken the precautions and had the medications and the vaccines, her body still was not strong enough. It compromised her immune system. But I know in her dealing with this MS, she had the very same mentality that you had. You would never know that she even dealt with it just simply because of her approach. And it is so important, like you say, how you speak over it and just giving life to your body still in the midst of dealing with all of this. And so I personally know that what you're saying is so important, and it works.
It does. Even if you look at any other ailment, far as those who have cancer and treatment, they tell you importantly, far as your mindset is going to connect to that physical connection to help you overcome whatever it is that you need to overcome. So it all starts there. And that also comes with what you're speaking over yourself, what you're sharing, what are you believing for yourself. So that has always worked for me long before this step in the road. So if it isn't broken, just keep working with it. Just keep
working with it. That's right. What's the saying of, it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
Keep it moving. Keep working with it. So something else. I know that you are doing a conference.
Yes.
You are hosting a conference, and it really focuses a lot around your diagnosis and what you deal with on a regular basis. Tell us about that.
Yes, it is the Beyond the Diagnosis Conference, Stories of Living and Thriving. And I'm going back to that question as far as doing it afraid and not knowing. This is my example, folks. I'm going to share with you and be transparent. I have never held a conference before. So this is my first time, and I am learning in the midst of walking and operating by faith that God is going to align me and put with me those individuals and resources that I need to walk this out. But this came as a result of the diagnosis, because one thing I had was all the medical facts. I have a wonderful medical team, but I didn't have the community. I would have light, and I know friends and I know family mean well, but there's just something different when you have someone who's walking through the same journey you are, and you don't have to explain what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. You can just look at each other and just nod your head, and they'll know, because they are walking it too. So I missed that, and I wanted that. So what I said, far to God, I was like, okay, if I can't find, I put it out there. I wanted my MS bestie. So I haven't found her yet. So I was like, you know what, God? Sometimes if you can't find what you're looking for, you have to create it. So this is what that is. It is an effort of love. It is an effort of creating that sense of community, because I know I'm not alone in those who are walking this journey, who is looking for their sister or their brother to walk this out with them. So that is what this is. And also in conjunction with the conference, we are also launching the anthology of the same title. So I found 7 other women who have various autoimmune disorders to partner with me to share their story, to share their journeys, so that any woman, man who picks this up may be able to relate to at least 8 of us that are in this journey. So that is the platform that we have to invite those to join us. May 16th, 2026 in Columbia, Maryland at the Owen Brown Interfaith Center to be able to celebrate not only just those who are living with autoimmune disorders, but their caretakers, their family members, their friends, their medical teams, because they are also your partners in this journey. So I'm super excited just to see the impact that I know is going to be in the room.
And I'm excited for you. I am on travel, and I've been looking, and I think I'm going to get back just in time so that I can probably make the conference.
We would love to have you.
I would love to be there to support you. Absolutely. Because I know that community is important, and I know that this initiative that you've taken on to help to foster the relationships and help to foster the medicine, basically, that's needed to deal with this. I know how important that is. So I definitely want to support in every way that I can. And, you know, I also want to put in there that you are one of the queens in the Queen's Planner that we have out there, sharing your affirmation. And that, again, those are words that help us to get to the other side.
They are.
Those are words that help us to get to the other side. And I absolutely love that. And I love what you're doing. And I want to encourage you to keep giving them the medicine they need, the balm. That balm in Gilead, you know?
There you go.
Balm in Gilead. Yeah. I absolutely love it. So tell me a little, and then we're going to probably have to start to wrap things up here. But tell me a little about the speakers who are going to be there. We're going to have this out before your conference, so we'll make sure that we plug all the information for you as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Tell me about some of your speakers.
Oh, yes. So as our host and one of my keynote speakers, I have Rev. Dr. Xenia Barnes. I actually met her a couple of years ago at another conference in New York, and she is phenomenal. She has pulmonary fibrosis, which is the hardening of the lungs. So she is actually on the transplant list for a lung transplant, and she only has 30% operability in her lungs, but she is still out speaking, encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting women. But not on top of that, she also has lupus and a couple other ailments. But when I saw her speak and to see her still with oxygen and still out there walking out the calling on her life, it was just so inspiring for me. So I'm super excited that she saw that this was something that aligned with her. She's going to serve as our host as well as one of our keynote speakers. So powerhouse in herself.
Awesome.
Also joining us and partner with us, I have Dr. Loretta Halstead. She also is one of our co-authors in the anthology. And she has walked out Crohn's disease for over 30 years. So majority of her life, she has been walking this out. When I say far as a woman who gives life through seeds, through her words, being a doctorate in ministerial studies, I'm just, as you can see, the excitement that I have, because I know and have seen and experienced myself the powerhouse that these women have. And also joining us, we have Dr. Vicki Johnson, who is my personal mentor. She's going to be giving us a sound bath. And we have Miss Janine Horn, who is a wellness coach, who is going to have a workshop for us on resiliency, your mindset, and your nervous system.
I love that.
So, yes.
It's going to be a beautiful experience.
It surely will.
I absolutely love it. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
Looking forward to it. Yes. So as we wrap things up here, because, you know, we could talk forever. Tell me something, or tell the audience, tell that woman who's out there battling an autoimmune disease, how it is that they can push to make it from day to day.
Sis, that diagnosis is just a snapshot for right now. That is not stamped on your DNA.
That's it.
You have the pen, you have the roadmap to charter and write out the life that you would like to live, the life that God has called you to. Continue to invest in your dreams. Continue to invest in your aspirations. Continue to reach your goals until they have been aspired. That is not a stopping point for you. It is a bump amongst the road. And all you have to do is continue to invest, not only in your walk in faith with the Lord, but also with those who are also walking this out. Lock arms and continue to be who the woman that God has called you to be.
Beautiful. I love it. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Mm-hmm. There is still hope, even in the midst of the pain.
That part.
There is hope in the midst of the pain. Thank you so much for being here today. This has been just like I knew it would be. Awesome.
Summer is one of the hottest seasons of the year, and if your business already behind, TapIn Magner Speakers launches your notice to TapIn. This is your season to be seen, your season to elevate. Click the link below and get featured in our upcoming summer issue.
Are you looking for the perfect way to get your message heard? Here's your chance to advertise right here on Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. We offer custom advertising packages designed to put your business in front of an engaged audience that's ready to connect with you. Imagine your business, your service, or your event being shared with listeners who are motivated, purpose-driven, and eager to support what matters most. That's the power of podcast advertising. Don't wait. Scan the QR code on this advertisement or follow the link provided below. We can't wait to connect with you and get your message heard.
The Loft.
Make sure, I always ask my guests before they head out, number one, tell some resources, some of your favorite resources that you can recommend to an audience such as mine, who are going to help them, that's going to help them to level up. And then the second thing is make sure we know how it is we can stay in touch with you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again, Dr. Alethia, for having me. It's always a pleasure connecting with you, and so glad to be here today. And I am always one to not gatekeep and share one awesome resource, and I'm actually would like to share with your audience is far as Sacred Solutions, and that's Soul, S-O-U-L. The wonderful owner is Desiree Johnson, and what she does is lymphomatic detoxes. So after this diagnosis, one thing, and this is for anyone, far as to help boost your immune system, that is one thing it tears down. I needed to step above, and there may be some others who want to up-level their self-care game. So she does lymphomatic detoxes starting from your head to your feet to help clear out your lymphomatic system, which helps to boost your immune system. She also offers some other services, body contouring, red light therapy. I have found her to be phenomenal. So that's Sacred Solutions. She's located in Laurel, Maryland. Definitely highly recommend that you reach out with her if you want to level up your self-care game, because before you can level up, it has to be leveled up within you. And everyone can reach me on all socials at Monique Pearson or my website, www.IamMoniquePearson.com.
Great. And is that also how they can get tickets if they're in the area?
Exactly. Just go to my website. You can also get the anthology. Far as we're in pre-sales, it will be officially launching May 16th at the conference. So get your anthology, get your ticket to the conference. All 8 authors will be in the house, so we can all personally autograph your anthology, take pictures, love upon you. So I'm super excited to see everyone.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited about this. This is going to be great. Thank you again for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you. So listen, we're wrapping up here. As usual, I want you to go out and be authentically yourself, because you are the best version of you that there is. Make sure during all that we're dealing with in these times that you take care of yourself. Realize that you have value. You matter. You are enough just as you are, just who you are. Go out and touch something with your unique thumbprint, because your uniqueness is needed, not just to make things better for you, but to make them better for the people around you. Do the best you can to be the absolute best that you can be. And until I see you again, do everything possible to make sure that you are well. See you next time. Okay, we've reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. As you catch the elevator down, if you feel so inclined, rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and it's never too late to level up.